This morning on Sunrise Early News, the latest breaking developments from that shocking Baltimore bridge collapse will take you live to the US. A late-night footy bombshell as an MP claims that the Melbourne Demons are embroiled in a drug cover-up. Queensland Premier Stephen Miles puts social companies on blast, blaming them for the spiralling youth crime crisis. And one of Hollywood's biggest it girls hits the red carpet in Sydney. Zendaya serves up a storm for her latest film.
Live across Australia, this is Sunrise Early News.
Let's get straight to that breaking news, and we start in the US, where this dramatic video caught the moment a cargo ship slammed into a bridge in Baltimore, sending it crashing into the river below. A desperate search is underway now for 6 construction workers who were working on the bridge at the time and are right now declared missing. Live to reporter Kate Fisher, who's at the scene. Kate, what can you tell us? These pictures are extraordinary.
Yeah, it really is quite awe-inspiring what happened. That huge ship, 984 feet long, crashing into the bridge and it crumpling into the water in a matter of seconds. As you say, we understand that 8 construction workers were mending potholes on there when this happened. It was around 1:40 a.m. in the morning, so luckily it wasn't at the busiest time of day. Up to 31,000 vehicles cross this bridge on a daily basis. But 6 of those are still missing. One was OK, managed to escape. One went to hospital and has now left, but 6 more are being looked for now by police search and rescue teams using sonar equipment. There have been helicopters circling overhead all day as they try to look for these missing men.
Everything so far indicates that this was a terrible accident. Personnel on board the ship were able to alert the Maryland Department of Transportation that they had lost control of their vessel, as you all know and reported. As a result, local authorities were able to close the bridge to traffic before the bridge was struck, which undoubtedly saved lives.
Well, Joe Biden, the president there, saying that the federal government will pay to rebuild this bridge, but saying that the priority at the moment is the search and rescue operation. He was speaking from the White House just an hour or so ago. Then in the coming days, of course, the questions will be, how did this happen and what can the US government do to stop it from happening again?
Kate Fisher there live in Baltimore. Thank you. We'll check in with you during Sunrise too. Back home, and in a bombshell accusation overnight, an MP has claimed that one of the AFL's top doctors has carried out illicit off-the-books drugs tests to help Melbourne Demons players evade drug detection. Tasmanian MP Andrew Wilkie made the shocking revelations in Parliament overnight. Here's what he had to say.
If there are no illegal drugs in the player's system, they are free to play. And if there are drugs in their system, the player is often asked to fake an injury. They're advised to lie about their condition, while the results of the off-the-book tests are kept secret and never shared with Sports Integrity Australia or WADA.
Wilkie has called on the Prime Minister to personally intervene in what he calls a multi-$100 million fraud. We'll have extensive coverage ahead on that AFL drama in Sunrise. Queensland Premier Stephen Miles has slammed social media giants for putting profits above the safety of children. He says they're doing nothing to crack down on a trend which sees teenagers share their crimes to social media, bragging about them to their followers. The Premier has called on the federal government to do more to put a stop to the dangerous content. It comes a day after a Facebook whistleblower said Australia was not doing enough to protect young people online. A 74-year-old has been left in intensive care after a shocking home invasion in Melbourne South. He was at home with his wife in Beaumaris when intruders smashed through the back door and left him with serious head injuries. TV personality Beck Jard, a previous critic of the Victorian government, has taken to social media, slamming Premier Jacinta Allen over the incident. No arrests have been made over the attack. Well, Brisbane is bracing for more wild and wet weather in the lead up to Easter, enduring showers of up to 50 millimetres across some parts of the city yesterday. Drivers in Brisbane and the Gold Coast face major traffic delays up to an hour long, bringing huge congestion during peak hour as a result of the weather. A monster cloud band stretching from the Northern Territory to New Zealand has brought the huge downpour, with 20 millimetres predicted for today in Brisbane and also the Gold Coast. Let's check the rest of Wednesday's weather now. Rain in Brisbane 24, partly cloudy in Sydney and 25. partly cloudy in Canberra and 26, a shower or two in Melbourne and 21, partly cloudy in Hobart and 20, mostly sunny in Adelaide and 20, shower 25 rather, sunny in Perth and 31, and showers and a possible storm in Darwin and 33. Next on Sunrise Early News, Julian Assange is given a lifeline by the United Kingdom. They say they won't extradite him to the US unless their demands are met. And Hollywood it girl Zendaya hits the red carpet in Sydney for her film premiere. The first look at her new flick next.
Michael had the energy of a rock drummer.
Bam! He'd blast through the door.
Michael Gadinsky, how are you?
Gadinsky, where are you?
Yes!
In the late 60s, radio had hardly any Australian content. That's why Mushroom started.
The whole evolution of Australian music was about to erupt.
Let's have a big cheer for Mr. Gadinsky!
Ego, the Michael Gadinsky story. Coming soon.
When you need fences and gates, get it done right with Perth's leading fencing company, Fence Makers. WA owned and operated just like me. Call us today at Fence Makers and tell them Benny sent you.
Not again.
You'll always be you. So get insurance that's a bit more U-shaped. Yui. You insured.
There are two ways to make a mattress. The cheap way?
One piece, single-sided, with attached pillow top made out of foam.
Yes, Mr. Harvey, they should be 50% off. The best way.
Two-piece, double-sided, removable pillow top with thousands of microcoils and a 5-year comfort promise.
Sorry, Mr. Harvey, we make them, you don't.
The Bellissimo mattress, made like no other mattress. Making mattresses, nobody makes a better mattress. Nobody.
They say home is where a life is truly lived, and an Endeavour home is built with living in mind. Its generous open plan layouts and solid craftsmanship means an Endeavour home is simply quality. For a growing family, there's always a place to be together, or a space where you can be alone, whatever the day might bring. And when evening finally turns to night, you'll sleep peacefully with the confidence that your Endeavour home is built to last.
It's Dynamic Home Enhancements Factory Direct Sale. Install your outdoor blinds and roller shutters now and save up to 40%. Plus, get no deposit interest free. Call now.
Dynamic Home Enhancements.
Julian Assange has been handed a legal lifeline in his fight against extradition to the US. Two High Court judges are seeking assurances from the US on several matters, including that it will not seek the death penalty before making a final ruling, the judgment to come in the next few weeks.
The Biden administration should not issue assurances. They should drop this shameful case that should never have been brought.
The WikiLeaks founder's attempt to appeal is his last legal avenue to avoid extradition. There's good news this morning for former President Donald Trump, with his social media company jumping more than 30% in its first day of trading on the stock market. The platform launched in February of 2022, 1 year after Trump was banned from major social media sites like Facebook and X. Trump holds nearly a 60% ownership stake in the company and will use the funds to help pay for his ongoing legal dramas. A Russian court has once again extended the pre-trial detention of an American journalist charged with spying. Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkowitz will remain behind bars until June as he awaits trial. He's the first American journalist arrested for espionage in Russia since the Cold War. This Friday will mark 1 year since the 32-year-old was arrested. Britain's Royal Air Force has delivered its first aid drop into Gaza. More than 10 kilograms of supplies, including water, rice and baby formula, was dropped near Gaza's coastline. Israel giving the RAF aircraft a limited time and flight corridor to get in and get out. The aid drop was a joint mission between the RAF and the Royal Jordanian Air Force. Buckingham Palace has confirmed King Charles will attend the Easter Sunday service at St George's Chapel at Windsor Castle. It will be one of the most significant events for the King since being diagnosed with cancer. King Charles and Queen Camilla will be joined at the service by other senior royals. The Prince and Princess of Wales will not be there as Catherine continues her cancer treatment. In entertainment news now, one of Hollywood's biggest it girls has hit the red carpet in Sydney overnight. Superstar Zendaya is here for the premiere of her latest film, Challenges, and Angelique Opie was there.
Well, she is one of Hollywood's golden girls, and Zendaya is here in Sydney to promote her latest film, Challenges. The Emmy Award winner plays the leading lady of the film, an elite tennis player turned coach. This is a role unlike any other Zendaya has taken on before. A love triangle unfolds on and off the court as the three characters grapple with power, desire and competition. The film has already been praised for its cinematography and design. It's directed by Oscar winner Luca Guadagnino and will no doubt be in the running for glory at next year's Academy Awards. Challenges opens in cinemas on April 18.
Thank you, Angel. More of our chat with Zendaya later on in Sunrise. Checking finance now for Wednesday. The Dow Jones is trading 89 points higher. The Nasdaq is up 44 points. In London, the FT 100 added 13. And Germany's DAX also finished up. Closer to home, Japan's Nikkei closed 13 points lower. Hong Kong's Hang Seng added 144 points. The All Ords added 34 and the ASX 200 was 31 points lower. On the commodities market, gold is trading at $2,177 an ounce. Oil is $86 a barrel. The Aussie dollar is buying 65 US cents, 99 Japanese yen, and $1.08 New Zealand. Well, most of us have returned library books past their due date, but not almost 100 years late. A family in Kentucky has returned 3 very overdue books checked out from the local library 98 years ago. The books were checked out by the family's matriarch, a Ukrainian immigrant who was trying to learn English. The missing volumes should have attracted a hefty fine, but fortunately the library abolished late fees 2 years ago, just in time. Well, next on 7 Early News, a look at our top stories and a bumper day ahead in Parliament as the government rushes new laws in to deal with the migrant detainee saga. Also, tragedy in South Australia after 3 people drowned off Port Lincoln after their boat capsized. Police now trying to piece together what happened.
The show Australia can't get enough of.
Can you say on camera that I seem like a pretty nice bloke? No, couldn't do it.
Now the UK is joining the 1% Club. Comedy legend Lee Mack hosts the UK smash hit.
Which of these children's characters could be included in this sequence? These are all nicknames I use for my, Actually, forget that.
Brand new UK 1% Club, tonight on 7 and 7+.
You've got your grooming routine down, but you're not done until you take it to the max. Micro-Touch Titanium Max. The micro-precision trimmer designed to remove hair from difficult places to finish your look perfectly.
Ears, nose, in between the eyebrows. It is the finishing tool.
Micro-precise trimming with an ultra-thin head that goes beyond where clippers and scissors can. Close as a blade, yet safe to the touch. With micro-oscillating German stainless steel blades bonded with titanium that finishes your groom perfectly. Watch. Eliminate that unibrow with pinpoint precision. Easily remove ear hair with no plucking. And nose hair gone with quick painless precision with Titanium Max.
It is the ultimate finish. You look fresh and dialed just like you would coming out of a barbershop.
It is what I use to finish my groom the right way every time.
The Titanium Max ultra-thin head with perfectly angled side-mounted blades trims unwanted hair with no nicks, cuts or irritation. And look, snap on the comb to tame bushy eyebrows in seconds perfectly. And touch up moustaches, beards and sideburns fast. Plus portable cordless power with a non-slip grip and an LED spotlight.
If you're not finishing your groom with Titanium Max, you're not grooming.
Call Global Shop Direct or go online now to get Micro-Touch Titanium Max for the low price on your screen. You'll get the Titanium Max Micro Precision Trimmer plus 2 dual-sided comb attachments to finish your look perfectly. But wait, order now and we'll double the offer. Buy one for you and get a bonus one for gifting too. Micro-Touch Titanium Max is the ultimate finishing tool, and it comes with Global Shop Direct's 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't miss this buy one, get one more offer. Order your Micro-Touch Titanium Max from Global Shop Direct today.
Great idea!
Global Shop Direct!
Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with housekeeping, meals, personal and nursing care, and most of all, companionship. We can provide the right care right at home.
Two little words can change so much. Isn't it time for the life you want? Start creating it with the ones who can help make it happen. Beyond Bank is for customers, with customers. For community, with community. For the Patels, with the Patels. For the Lions, with the Lions. For Emma, with Emma. Beyond Bank.
New Style Shutters' end-of-season sale is now on. Shut out the weather and secure your home by installing New Style roller shutters. Enjoy your alfresco all year round by installing New Style outdoor blinds. Call New Style Shutters now.
Here are the stories we're following on Sunrise Early News this morning. Authorities are still searching for 6 people who are on a bridge in Baltimore that collapsed after a ship hit it. This is a live look at what's left of the mangled mess right now. A short time ago, the US President Joe Biden confirmed this was a tragic accident and that the ship did sound a mayday alarm, which allowed people on the ground to stop cars from travelling over, which has avoided more deaths. A late-night footy bombshell as an MP claims that the Melbourne Demons are embroiled in a drug cover-up. And one of Hollywood's biggest it girls hits the red carpet in Sydney. Zendaya serves up a storm for her latest film. But let's go to Canberra now, where the Albanese government is once again scrambling to deal with the ongoing migrant detainee saga, rushing in new laws ahead of a showdown in the High Court next month. Live to Ben Downey now. Ben, what's the latest plan here?
Morning, Eddie. The plan is to jail any non-citizen the government is trying to remove from Australia who's refusing to leave for a minimum 12 months or maximum 5 years. In a race against the clock on the final sitting day before a pivotal High Court case, the unprecedented powers which would force refugees to leave now just need to pass the Senate after being rushed through the House yesterday. They're effectively an insurance policy if the government loses a High Court battle with an Iranian refugee that would see the court order the release of more than 170 extra detainees. This way, authorities would not only be able to lock them all back up, but stop citizens from any country it chooses making new visa applications in an effort to seize further control of Australia's borders.
And Ben, another big issue in Canberra, the Nationals have been forced to back down over calls to break up the supermarkets. What's happened there? Yes,
Eddie. Opposition leader Peter Dutton has stepped in to stifle a potential deal between the Nationals and the Greens on divestiture powers to break up the supermarket duopoly. Instead, Nationals leader David Littleproud is now working with Shadow Treasurer Angus Taylor on the laws that would force Coles or Woolworths to sell stores if they were engaging in cartel practices. The Nationals now say the Greens' proposal they were looking at is too broad and could be applied across the economy. They just want to focus on supermarkets. Eddie?
Another busy day ahead in Canberra. Thank you, Ben. We're going around the states now. New South Wales, shocking video has emerged showing the moment a teenager was run down in inner Sydney after a brawl broke out between rival gangs. Locals watched on in horror as teens armed with knives, machetes and hatchets were all involved in the horrifying fight in Waterloo.
Me and my sister heard this big bang, saw a couple of people running down the street.
Detectives believe the victim and his friends had weapons for a pre-arranged fight. No arrests have been made. To Victoria, family and friends have gathered at a heart-wrenching memorial in Melbourne to remember TV presenter Jesse Baird. His family has been left devastated after the 26-year-old and boyfriend Luke Davies were killed in Sydney just last month.
My heart is broken, my darling boy, and I love you more than this world. There will never be another you. You're one in a squillion.
Our hearts are broken. You'll be missed but never forgotten. This is your final show.
He was described as a caring brother and a young son taken too soon. Next to Queensland, where mobile police squads will be deployed across the state as part of a new plan from Acting Commissioner Steve Golchevsky to crack down on vehicle theft and domestic violence. It's been revealed this morning rolling deployments of officers will begin in Logan and Ipswich before expanding to other communities. The operation will also target property crime, robbery and assault. To South Australia, where a family fishing trip has ended tragically with 3 men dead. Tom Eckert and his father Paul were killed along with the boat's charter. The vessel was swamped by a huge wave 50 kilometres off Port Lincoln. Tom's brother Danny and his 13-year-old son were incredibly rescued after clinging to a reef for over 10 hours. Police will rely on their accounts of the tragedy to work out how it happened. And take a look at this. Rainfall in the Northern Territory has caused some spectacular waterfalls on Uluru. The rare phenomenon is only seen by around 1% of visitors, and now you this morning. Parks Australia staff captured the moment to share on social media. The heavy rain came from the remnants of ex-tropical cyclone Megan crossing over the Red Centre. And we'll have your live and local headlines from Perth in about 10 minutes too. Now, here's an interesting story from Queensland. Molly the magpie and Peggy the staffy. They're unlikely best friends. Their videos on social media have triggered global attention. But now the Gold Coast pair have been split up after environmental officers swooped in.
It's an unlikely friendship that captivated the country.
It's always better when we're together.
Molly the magpie and Peggy the staffy became best mates when Juliet and Reese rescued Molly as a chick after falling from a nest.
Reese knelt down to see if the bird was okay, and she ran up his arm and rested on his shoulder.
Molly recovered, but Peggy kept her coming back.
She'll fly away for a couple of days and then come back.
Sparking an incredible story shared to more than 700,000 followers online. It even became inspiration for a book.
Is that you and Molly?
But now their bond has been broken after Molly was voluntarily surrendered. Queensland's Environment Department telling 7 News it is alleged the bird was taken from the wild and kept unlawfully with no permit or licence. It's been highly habituated to human contact and is not capable of being released back into the wild. Meanwhile, Peggy is left wondering if her best friend is coming home. Jordan Quinn, 7 News.
Oh, that's a bit sad. Coming up on Sunrise Sport and Weather, the Tribunal lays down the law on 2 AFL stars last night, and a 5-star performance from the Super Socceroos has them at the top of their World Cup qualifying group. And also a closer look at how the weather's shaping up in your part of the country.
The sun will shine a little brighter. All of a sudden, life means so much more.
I can see a future with you.
There's nothing more beautiful than true love at its unpredictable best.
Love gives you the feeling of being able to take on the world.
From farm to forever. Real love is Farmer Wants a Wife.
You've got your grooming routine down, but you're not done until you take it to the max. Microtouch Titanium Max. The micro-precision trimmer designed to remove hair from difficult places to finish your look perfectly.
Ears, nose, in between the eyebrows. It is the finishing tool.
Micro-precise trimming with an ultra-thin head that goes beyond where clippers and scissors can. Close as a blade, yet safe to the touch. With micro-oscillating German stainless steel blades bonded with titanium that finishes your groom perfectly. Watch. Eliminate that unibrow with pinpoint precision. Easily remove ear hair with no plucking. And nose hair gone with quick painless precision with Titanium Max.
It is the ultimate finish. You look fresh and dialed just like you would coming out of a barbershop.
It is what I use to finish my groom the right way every time.
The Titanium Max ultra-thin head with perfectly angled side-mounted blades trims unwanted hair with no nicks, cuts or irritation. And look, snap on the comb to tame bushy eyebrows in seconds perfectly. And touch up moustaches, beards and sideburns fast. Plus portable cordless power with a non-slip grip and an LED spotlight.
If you're not finishing your groom with Titanium Max, you're not grooming.
Call Global Shop Direct or go online now to get Microtouch Titanium Max for the low price on your screen. You'll get the Titanium Max Micro Precision Trimmer plus 2 dual-sided comb attachments to finish your look perfectly. But wait, order now and we'll double the offer. Buy one for you and get a bonus one for gifting too. Microtouch Titanium Max is the ultimate finishing tool, and it comes with Global Shop Direct's 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't miss this buy one, get one more offer. Order your Microtouch Titanium Max from Global Shop Direct today.
Great idea!
Global Shop Direct!
We're here for the dreamers, the late night drafters, the happily ever afters, the thumb lickers, the channel flickers, the pacers, the tracers, the see it in places, the toss and turners, the eager learners, the sample collectors, the design perfecters. However you dream, let's make it come true with 75 years of Stratco how-to.
To sport now, the AFL Tribunal brought down the hammer last night despite Peter Wright's attempts to persuade a more lenient verdict. The Tribunal hit Wright with a 4-game suspension for his hit on Sydney's Harry Cunningham.
I'm really glad that Harry's okay and healthy, and by all reports recovering well. I feel like it was an attack on the footy and you know, a football incident, but I guess we need to be adapting to the current community standards.
St Kilda's Max King has been handed a 1-game suspension for a bump on Collingwood's Finlay McRae. Nathan Cleary could only miss 1 week for the Panthers, with his father and coach Ivan playing down the severity of this week's hamstring strain.
He actually might be able to play next week. That's just you know, with a bye coming up the following week, it's just going to be a question of see how he goes.
Cleary's replacement will be former Raider and Super League player Brad Schneider. Parramatta will replace Mitchell Moses with 19-year-old Blaze Talangi, who scored as a centre last week. And injured Bulldog Josh Adokar was named on the extended bench too. The Socceroos produced a 5-star performance against Lebanon last night. Within 2 minutes, Cassini Yengi scored his first international goal thanks to a beautiful pass from Craig Goodwin, who went on to score a stunner himself. Here's how it played out.
And he fires it in. That's a glorious goal. Befitting of a really good performance by Craig Goodwin.
Goodwin then scored another second-half goal in the Socceroos' 5-0 win. Arnold's men sit on top of their World Cup qualifying group, remaining undefeated in 4 games. Ethan Ewing's title defence of the Bells Beach Pro started superbly yesterday, winning his heat in style. Fellow Aussie Jack Robinson was even more impressive in his heat. But it was 52-year-old Kelly Slater who stole the show, dominating dual world champion John Florence in their heat. Here's all the action from Bells.
30 years since my first win here. Wow. 32 years since my first event here. It would be, you know, a real dream for me to bookend it and try to win here again 30 years later.
Still got it. Slater will chase his 5th Bells title. Continue watching the action from Bells all day, of course, on 7+. Taking a look at the weather around the country for a Wednesday, showers and storms over parts of eastern WA, the NT and Queensland's north and east. Showers, cool onshore flow over much of the southeast seaboard too. Mostly settled and dry elsewhere across southern Australia with some high pressure around. Let's go around the capitals now. Some rain in Brisbane and 24 degrees, partly cloudy in Sydney and 25, partly cloudy in Canberra and 26, a shower or two in Melbourne and 21, partly cloudy in Hobart and 20 degrees, mostly sunny in Adelaide, 25 there. Over in the west, sunny in Perth and 31, and to the top end, showers and a possible storm in Darwin and 33 degrees. And that's Sunrise Early News for all the early risers. I'm Edwina Bartholomew. Now it's time for Sunrise with Nat and Shervo.
Breaking now, total disaster. A fully loaded ship ploughs into an American highway bridge.
Yo! What the f***? What the f***?
Bringing down the colossal structure in seconds, sending people and cars plunging 56 metres into the harbour below.
Dire emergency happening now. The desperate search for multiple victims missing in icy waters after the catastrophic collapse. We're there live.
New this morning, AFL bombshell, secret drug tests to avoid detection, and players told to fake injuries to prevent being caught. The allegations rocking the game.
The Queensland Premier's uphill battle, a youth crime crisis and Olympic chaos. Stephen Miles is live on Sunrise.
Plus, Easter long weekend weather alert, holiday hotspots facing a disruptive rain bomb. We're live to the Bureau.
And we're serving up brekkie with a superstar.
Are you a tennis court?
Yeah, I am a tennis court.
Zendaya is in Australia and on Sunrise. It's Wednesday, the 27th of March, 2024.
right across Australia. This is Sunrise on 7. Now, live from Brekkie Central, Nat and Sherva.
Hello, welcome to Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. We have a lot to get through this morning. We want to begin with that absolutely devastating accident in Baltimore in the US.
This is the dramatic video of the moment a fully laden cargo ship ploughed into a bridge pylon, bringing down the 2.5-kilometre structure. This is a live look right now at what is left of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Daylight has revealed the full extent of this tragedy. Now, it happened at 1:30 a.m. local time. 8 construction workers fell 56 metres into that river below. 2 people were rescued, but 6 are still missing. A Mayday call gave workers time to stop traffic just moments before the ship crashed. That quick response saved lives. President Biden has spoken about the collapse and promised to rebuild the bridge. Live to reporter Kate Fisher, who is there at the scene. Kate, this is a horrifying situation. What more can you tell us?
Absolutely. We are still looking for 6 people who were working